Welcome back to Sisu Performance and Engineering. This week we're working on getting the Rallycross car running again.
Yeah, so in the last video you saw us get this manifold all finished up. Now we're working on doing some other fabrication to get the car actually running. We've got to make a new exhaust downpipe, and we've got to fit an intercooler and make all the piping to make that work.
We got to work on the turbo a little bit, get that thing all cleaned up. We had a broken bolt that we had to remove out of the exhaust housing, and just getting it cleaned up so we can clock it properly and nice and easily. And besides that, it's basically just throwing it together, getting, we got to put new plugs into it, getting everything put back together and starting it up. So that's our week's project, so we can get it in and out of here.
First things first, I'm getting started working on this downpipe. So if you come and look over here, we're gonna be reusing the old section of our exhaust down there. So I've got a little adapter to go to the smaller downpipe that we're using. And then I ended up actually ordering the wrong size pipe. So I just expanded it a little bit, and now that fits nice there. So yeah, I'm just gonna end up tacking this together and then work on my next little U piece that'll go down there. All while Caleb's gonna be working on cleaning up that turbo, and we're gonna have this thing running in no time. We got these pieces nice and cleaned up. Just gonna put a couple quick tacks on here to hold them in place and start fabricating the rest of the exhaust. This is like how we had to expand this. It's not perfectly round, but it's definitely gonna work for what we're doing here. It fits nice. It's good enough fit to fusion tack. Yeah, sometimes tacking these flanges to the thin pipe like this can be really tricky, but we've got two nice tacks on there. Gonna clean off our Sharpie mark, put this back on the car, and start fitting up the rest of the pipes. We've got this U piece here. It's gonna be the rest of our exhaust. We've got to make a run from the end of that 90 all the way down to our little adapter that adapts to our 3-inch flex. I basically retained the flex from our old downpipe, and I just tacked this onto there so that we didn't have to buy another flex, essentially, just saving on cost. This one is going to be a little tricky. Yeah, because I'm probably going to have to cut straight off of this actually to lengthen it. And it might have to bend out a little bit like that. So, yeah, just start cutting this thing up. I'll probably just cut it 90 off of this, or just a little bit over 90, and put that there, and then just fill in the rest. Now we gotta do a lot of sanding, because that ain't flat. Mint. Gets this kind of close. We're just gonna have to cut it down a bit. Probably cut some of this straight out, and then we'll put a bend up here as well that'll curl back a little bit, because it's just not quite enough bend. We gotta bend like about 10 degrees more probably.
You might be able to just even out those two.
I just cut one of them straight, basically. My downside is it'll be kind of ovally, but will work for what we're doing. Yeah.
While Gavin's working on welding the downpipe to the collector, I'm working on cleaning up this turbo. We've already had a couple things that we've done to it before we started filming. When we took apart the turbo, the bolts connecting the centerpiece to the exhaust housing, they were rusted. A couple of them were really rounded, as you can see. Like this guy, we were able to get 3 of them out, but the 4th one, we ended up having to cut the top of the head off, which we then were able to get the clamps off, and we welded a nut to it. Actually had to do it a couple times because the first weld broke. Just slowly worked it out. It pulled out a couple threads with it, but we retapped all the holes, so we should get enough tension on it so that it can pull everything tight. So just right now working on cleaning everything up, cleaning out where the centerpiece rides on this, so we can actually put it together, clock it easily in the car. As you can see, just setting it in there, it's tight. It does not like to turn, so I'm just trying to take off as much of that rust material so there's not tension when we're trying to clock everything properly, because when you're clocking this, we got to make sure our oil drain is obviously on the bottom and everything like that, so we get proper flow of oil. And yeah, so then also, you know, making sure that our cold side is clocked properly as well, so we can run our intercooler piping much easier for ourselves. So yeah, that's what I'm working on. So obviously on the cold side, being aluminum, really don't want to run too much up against this because I don't want to take off more material. So I'm just hitting it with a pretty light Scotch-Brite just to get all this gunk off of it and everything. You see, it's a pretty well used turbo. Like, it's got some damage around and everything like that, but it's going to be perfectly fine for us. Not a whole lot. It's not like, I'm not trying to make a million horsepower out of this, you know. I'm just pushing a few. Be good for rallycross and everything, and it's going to spool fast, which is, our other turbo that we had on it was pretty big. Took a long time to spool, but this is definitely going to be perfect for us getting out of those tight corners and ripping around. So, but yeah, just taking the Scotch-Brite to it real quick, and as you can see, it's already removing a whole lot of that dirt and gunk buildup that's on it. So. I got that cleaned out a little bit better. Obviously still some gunk up here, but on the outlet, but it'll work fine. Just got to take off now this seal that looks like somebody used silicone or something to hold it on there. So scrape that off and we'll blow everything out. Tons and tons of residue left on the wheels, compressor wheels, and then inside the hot side and stuff like that. So I want to try to make sure that all of those shavings, not metal shavings, but rust specks and everything is out, so we're not damaging any of the housings or damaging any of the wheels once it starts up and starts spinning. thousands of RPMs and stuff, and because those pieces will eat right into these housings or damage the wheel. So, and we don't need that going into our motor either. So yeah, get to work on that. Got everything blown off. There's a lot of stuff obviously on like the compressor wheels because that's where I was doing a lot of the cleaning and stuff. So just made sure that there's no specks of rust or any other contaminants on there anymore. Got everything blown off nicely. So now we can start reassembling. So working on getting the manifold now fully secured. Put 4 studs into the flange, and then on the exhaust flange we could have bought some shorter studs, but we didn't because we didn't feel like it. So I shaved down this stud a little bit, and then this also other one, so we could clear where these where the runners run alongside the flange. They're a little close, so you can't really fit a full-size stud in there, but there'll be plenty of enough threads to catch and tighten down and make sure that nothing that we're getting a proper sealing surface and everything. So I just got to put on the gasket and then get the manifold on. So that's what I'm working on. All right, got the exhaust manifold all put on now, and Gavin's working on tacking the downpipe to the exhaust manifold.
Yeah, so we got the upper part of this downpipe all welded up, and the lower part now. Exhaust manifold's installed. Yep, now we're just gonna mark this little piece here and then tack it in place, weld it together.
Let's see.
So basically, like, this is flopped all the way down, and right now in its position it would hit the body. So it actually needs to come up to where this is. So right there, weld those two together, then our downpipe will be done.
Right now we're working on an intercooler fitment. We had this old intercooler laying around. We weren't really trying to throw much more money at this project right now, so we're running with this. The fitment's kind of tight with how we're going to have it seated. We're going to have it seated right in here, and obviously the turbo is inside as well. So right now Gavin's working on making up some brackets for the intercooler itself, while I am working on creating a flange for the cool side on the turbo. We weren't able to get a flange in time, and we're trying to get this project done. So I'm just going to make some out of 1/8" stock aluminum, and then we'll put a fitting on the end that Gavin will weld all up. So that's what I'm working on, and that's what Gavin's working on right now.
It's been a little bit since we filmed anything, so we're just giving a quick update here. We've got the manifold installed. Turbo is now installed as well. We had to make this little outlet here, and we already built all the charge piping, so we just got to install that. The radiators, all the fittings tightened, installed. We got to print another one of these top mounts at some point. We've got a newly printed base plate for our coils. So all the coils are installed. There's new spark plugs in there. I'm just getting this power steering pump installed right now. And then we got to put the downpipe on. We went ahead and also made all brand new AN lines for coolant, and then got this oil feed line ready to go. Had to actually re-thread on that end, re-tap it basically, put a die over it, make the threads work, but it works. So yeah, basically we're just hooking everything back up, and then we're gonna give it a first start.
right, so we finally got the car put all back together. Everything fits, a little tight, especially to the grill and everything like that, but bumper's on, turbo is sitting in there looking very nice. We got to figure out something to do with the filter unit, but we'll figure that out later. We've got the air temp sensor put in, the oxygen O2 sensor is put in way at the bottom. It's kind of hard to see where it's at with the way that everything is. There, you can see it way down there. A little bit easier over here. Yes, we're just about ready to start. Put some coolant in it. We did switch over the power steering pump to a different power steering pump because the one that we had is all burnt up. So Gavin right now is communicating with the haul tech, getting into the computer, and then yeah, it's just ready to start right up and get this thing ripping.
For these first couple cranks, I'm using clear flood mode, so I'm at 100% TPS. And I'm just gonna try and build some oil pressure, make sure we got oil to that turbo. All right, now let's go for a first start here. He's so close.
Out of the shop now, running fairly smoothly. Every once in a while it has just a slight skip, but yeah, just about ready to get her going. We're just gonna drive her for a little bit, get some gas, and see how she spools up. It definitely doesn't hit as hard.
No, it's definitely expectedly slow.
Yeah. Sounds nice though. Definitely does not hit like it was.
It's definitely better though. It's a lot smoother.
Oh, way smoother. It's not like it's jerky and stuff like that and doesn't throw you back.
I don't know. We're also only on like 7 pounds of boost, so we're on wastegate pressure here. No boost control. Trying to make sure we don't have any leaks or anything like that. No big drop-offs of boost. Make sure the setup's all good before turning it up. Definitely our like takeoff in this car needs a lot of work. But once you get going, it's pretty good. I think we're gonna end the video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. You know, if you enjoyed what we're doing here, definitely subscribe, you know, follow along. Look at our Instagram, check it out. We're doing lots of cool stuff, lots of things planned. But thank you.